Take a second to subscribe to Times of Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and hit that bell notification.
What's up, everybody? This is Times of Wrestling Podcast here today with a special guest, David Ali. He is an up-and-coming AW wrestler, and we're going to share a screen, and let's go here. So this is Rio David Ali. This is David Ali's Instagram account. Everybody go follow him. David, is there any other thing you'd want to tag, like a Twitter or a YouTube?
I do have a Twitter that I'm trying to stay more active on and, communicate with fans and other wrestlers on more. It's Your Savior Ali.
Okay, yeah.
So at Your Savior Ali.
Yeah, everybody go follow. I think it's right here that's like the word, Your Savior.
Yep,
Okay,
Your
so
Savior.
adding Ali. And then also talking about that, Pro Wrestling Tees. He just dropped some new merch, so everybody go buy that for $20. And yeah, we are going to go to our account, if this is it. Yeah. Everybody, if you're not following right now, because it's going to be posted on our YouTube for all of our subscribers, which is not a lot, but for our subscribers and for some of the people that are watching this on Instagram that are not subscribed or not following, then please follow. We'd really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,100 followers by next week. So, yeah, make that possible, everybody. And thank you. So, we're going to stop the share play. And I just want to start off with, I'm just going to say a couple questions. Jordan's going to say a couple questions, and then we'll go into some other stuff. So you were in two dark matches, one against Lance Archer, which is a pretty big match. I mean, a lot of people were watching that, especially Jordan and I, and against SCU with Musa. So that's a really big tag team, and that's a really big singles competitor. So what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts when you were going against both of them?
Whenever you go out to compete against Lance Archer, that guy he's everything you would imagine he would be when you watch him wrestle. In that ring, he's nothing but a machine, and it hurts.
Yeah. How tall? Do you know how tall he is?
Dude, from where I was at, standing that close to him, he seemed like he was 30 feet tall. But legit, I don't know. I think he might be nearing 7 foot. He's a big guy. He's a tower.
Yeah.
Sure.
How tall are you?
I am a huge 5'9.5".
Oh my God! So going against, like, standing up next to him, that is insane. I mean. And most of his, I mean, that must have sucked for you because that was your debut, right? I mean, most of matches on Dark that he's in go quick. Like, I think it was 4 to 5 minutes, the match. So that must have really sucked for, like, a debut to be so short and against, like, a man that's 7 foot with you being 6'9" or 5'9". So, yeah. Going on to your.
Wait, hold on. I have something to add on to that. One thing I did like about that match was the fact that you were because most matches in their debut, they don't really allow wrestlers to fight back against Lance Archer. But one thing I did like was the fact that you got to fight back against Lance Archer and you kept the match going. That was some great offense from you.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Going into that, like I said, it's just one of those things where you don't know what's gonna happen. So one thing I can say though, a lot of guys have gone up against Lance Archer. And they've gotten beaten down, like you said, fairly quickly. But, I mean, I held my ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was in there for a minute. Whether I was off my feet or not, that's, up in the air. But I was in there for a minute. And, that's just how I roll, You would hope for, like, a debut that you know that you're going to win or that you know you're going to be able to, like, at least match up evenly in. But when you find out you're going to wrestle Lance Archer in your debut match on AEW,
yeah, I mean, that's really big.
Some kind of courage.
Yeah, that's really big. I mean, that's really cool. But how about tag teaming Musa? What's that like?
Musa and I actually train at the Nightmare Factory in Georgia, in Norcross. So we know each other fairly well, which is why we were able to tag for the first time like that and kind of mesh fairly easy. Musa's he's definitely a serious guy. A lot of people would say that he doesn't say much, but he doesn't need to say much, as you can see how he operates in the ring. So to me, it was a no-brainer whenever they asked me to work with Musa and to tag against SCU, because if I thought anybody could help take out Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, it would have been Musa.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and we came pretty close. we came
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
close.
for your first tag team, that's really impressive. And
Mhm.
I mean, going on to that, I mean, your first singles match is against one of the biggest wrestlers on AEW right now, Lance Archer, and then going against one of the veterans of AEW for your first tag team, Frankie Kazarian, or my bad, SCU. I'm just gonna say SCU.
Mhm.
Going against SCU, I mean, that's really impressive.
Yeah, definitely fortunate, because that lets me know at least what they're thinking about me as far as what I'm capable of and who I should be going against. So hopefully I get those kinds of matches more often. Any challenge to me really is preferable, as long as I'm getting something, because fighting is something that I'm unfortunately addicted to. So
Mhm.
anybody, anytime, anywhere, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, yeah. So, you were in, am I right, an independent circuit of Southern Honor Wrestling?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So,
Yes, sir.
what
I'm
was it
currently
like
trying to
wrestling
save
with?
that promotion.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you
No,
say?
you're good. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't hear you. Did you say anything?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I'm currently in the process of trying to save that promotion. So,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
they need me. They need
yeah,
me
yeah.
over there.
And hopefully you are saving
Definitely.
the promotion. Yeah.
What was your
Um.
question though?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, what's it like working with all those guys backstage? And what's it like?
Man, those guys working backstage are some of the hardest workers there, um, that you can probably think. That's why the show is what it is. That's why you're asking me now about Southern Honor. It's because the talent backstage are the best that are in Georgia, and we only do get the best in Georgia to wrestle
Mhm.
for us.
Yeah.
So when you're on that kind of level, and especially like when you're a group of people who are that good, and you don't have to worry about anything, and there's no egos in the room or anything like that, it
Uh-huh.
makes for awesome camaraderie, and I think that's why we're able to produce such a good product, because everybody's having a good time. There's no drama, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's really sad. I mean, of course, they're all great wrestlers. They train for years and years to get good at what they're at, and it's sad. I mean, they're not getting looked at because it's not that big of a show. It's an independent circuit. I mean, it's really sad because of course all these guys put in hard work, and
Mhm.
maybe as hard work as some WWE, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor stars. I mean, it really sucks to not see them get the stuff they need. Get the I don't know the word. Get the recommendation, or is that it? Recommendation?
The
Yeah.
Or
recognition.
get the
Recognition. I don't know what to say. Sorry.
recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Recognition.
it's tough.
Recognition.
It's tough being on the indie circuit, and especially like when you're there for years and years and years. The only thing you can do is learn from it, because there's no amount of knowledge that, that you'll be able to learn that you can feel like you can't learn anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
So I feel like the longer you're on the circuit, the better you'll be whenever you do get a shot at being on TV or anything close to it in one of these
Yeah.
these bigger shows.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely
And
beneficial.
how did it feel like, because I know Atlanta, Georgia, or anywhere in Georgia is like the birthplace of wrestling. How does it feel coming from the birthplace of wrestling, like, to wrestle?
Um, it's definitely very crowded here.
Mhm.
I've noticed working in the indie scene that Georgia and Florida are amazingly crowded. So you got to bring your A game, because there's a lot of people with the A game. There's a lot of people with the same game. And there's a lot of people with no game.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a crowded area. But I'm very fortunate, just because Atlanta is such a hotbed for wrestling, especially old school wrestling, that there's always somebody that either lives here or that you maybe work with. And I worked at the DDP Yoga Performance Center for
Oh,
a
cool.
year, and I got to
Cool.
meet so many guys to come in there, especially Dallas, of course. And so there's like a wealth of knowledge. And I'm not an advocate for the South because, if anything, I would prefer to live up north. I'm from
Yeah.
Rhode Island. I'm a Yankee.
Okay.
So the South isn't really like my cup of tea per se, but there's just so much knowledge down here for wrestling. So I would just advise anybody to at least spend a year in Georgia or two,
hmm
see what they can learn from like all these places.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah, I
Cody
mean,
lives here. You know?
oh yeah, he does. I forgot about that. Yeah, but it's really inspirational to probably all those wrestlers seeing a guy like you come out of there. I mean, like coming out of the independent circuit just shows them, hey, anybody could do it. Anybody can do this if you just put in the work. If you just put in if you put in that effort, then you can make it to the big stage, like AEW, going against one of the biggest wrestlers out there right now, Lance Archer. So it's really impressive. But going into my final question until I hand it over to Jordan for right now.
Okay.
Did you watch like WWE or any wrestling company when you were younger?
So it's my I don't even know how to explain it. I usually say that wrestling has always just been in like the background of my life somewhere. When I was a kid, I would follow Hulk Hogan wherever he went. But and it's funny because I would follow him wherever he'd go. He went to WCW. I loved NWO, of course, just like everybody did. But WWF was just where it was at as far as like, no pun intended, attitude was concerned. And, you know, my continuity as far as like wrestling and what things are called are from a WWE perspective. So, of course, I've been watching it. It's just I've watched it all through my life.
Yeah,
Basically.
so that was going on to my the question I was going to ask. But I think I already know the answer. Who was your favorite wrestler? I'm guessing it was Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan was, I don't like to say that Hulk Hogan was my favorite wrestler because I feel like it's the same thing as when people are like, who's your, or what, it's such a generic answer, I should say.
hmm
I can't think of a good analogy right now. I thought I was going to come up with a good one off the top of my head, but it's such a generic answer because he was like the face of wrestling for such a long time. So Hulk Hogan wasn't my favorite wrestler. Of course, he's who I associated wrestling with as a kid. But my favorite wrestlers growing up would probably be, this might be a generic answer also, but The Rock, just for me being a person of color and seeing somebody like me being pushed to the same extent that people who weren't of color were being pushed at. And he was the only guy doing it at the time. So, and that's my dude right there. But I think overall, as far as like character is concerned, I think Triple H is my favorite wrestler.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's just like he's one of the only wrestlers that has like a vivid continuity, and he doesn't shy away from what he's been, where he's gone, where he's at now. Like, he knows who he is, and a lot of people don't really know that about or don't remember that about their character. But like Triple H, he's like the Triple H you see now is still Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He's just, now he's got a way better job and he's in control of things like he planned this whole entire time. It's all about the game and how you play it. That guy is just,
yeah.
Cody's he's another good one too, because that guy can tell stories, man. Like, his matches are just, he can tell stories like nobody else. Like, I don't know. I don't have a favorite wrestler. I'm not even gonna answer that question. There's so many, and for so many different reasons.
Yeah, Jordan, you could go into your question.
Growing up, did you ever picture yourself like wanting to be a wrestler, or growing up, did you ever think of yourself like any of your top, I don't know how many wrestlers, because you don't have a favorite. But did you ever see yourself becoming a wrestler in the future?
I always wanted to be a wrestler when I grew up. I never thought that I was ever going to be a wrestler. at all, just because of all of the cultural things working against me, and hype. And of course, I'm not like a huge, I don't know as a kid how I thought people got jacked, but I was like, I'm not jacked, so I'm never going to be a wrestler. And it just never occurred to me to work out. But like as I got older and I still watched wrestling, I started seeing CM Punk, I started seeing Daniel Bryan, and they weren't just like in ROH or like in the Indies somewhere. They were holding WWE titles. Like at the same time, like one was the world champion, the other one was WWE champion, and those guys are my size. And that, and even though it came later in life than I would have preferred to, that to me just let me know that I could do it now. Like if those guys can do it, I can do it. If they're that big, and I know that size is the only thing that's counting against me. If they're that big and I'm that big, then I could definitely be a wrestler. So then I worked out, and now I'm where I'm at now. I'm not saying that I'm anywhere, but like now I'm wrestling at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the same thing with me. Like, we have said this in the past, and we'll say it again. Size does not matter. You can do anything you want if you put your heart and soul into it. That's basically what it is. What have you done other than those two dark matches on AEW Dark? What have you done to keep yourself busy during this pandemic?
I've had one other match in Florida, not for AEW. Let's see. Outside of that, I do have some shows coming up in my area. Southern Honor, the Rumble Jack. It's the second annual Rumble Jack. That's going to be on the 28th of August. And Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. I'm defending my Southern Fried Classics Championship. I'm not defending it. Excuse me. I always want to defend it. I always think it's on the line, but it's not. I am going against the world champion there at Southern Fried, Michael Judas, though, in the main event there. But I've actually been filming a small mini series called the Exodus Project, and that's what I've been doing to keep my time as far as the pandemic's concerned. And anybody can watch that. It's on YouTube now. All you have to do is to search the Exodus Project. It should come up. But basically, so far, there's going to be 10 chapters to it. So far, there's only 6 that are out right now because, of the resurge of COVID out right now. I kind of put it on halt for just a moment. But there are 6 episodes out, chronological, or wow, that was the wrong word. Chronicle, what is the word? It's chronicalizing. There you go. Sorry, I should have had more protein before I took this call.
It's all good.
But it's chronicalizing what it's like to be a wrestler, and you put everything you have into a character, and you put everything you have into portraying this character. Like, what do you do now that it's just suddenly taken away from you? You hit the pavement weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend, and then now you don't. Now suddenly you have nothing. Now everything you've done doesn't matter. Like, where does that all go? And it pretty much explores that. It's kind of supernatural, so it's not just like a documentary. If it sounds boring to anybody listening, but there's a few Georgia wrestlers in there from Southern Honor. If anybody's familiar with AC Mack or Logan Creed. Danny Jordan's actually in it. She was also on AEW. Yeah. And Logan Creed's on MLW, and AC Mack's been on NXT.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there's some people in there that you might look forward to seeing when you watch it. But I think everybody should. It definitely goes into the mind of what my quote unquote gimmick is.
And on your free time, what are a couple of hobbies you like to do on your free time?
I work out like all the time. I don't know if that I don't know if that counts. I guess it is a hobby if I'm doing it all the time. But yeah. I work out all the time. I draw occasionally, and I watch wrestling, and man, I'm pretty boring outside of wrestling.
I know. I saw your designs on Pro Wrestling Tees. That's not boring at all.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks
No,
great.
because I saw you put a lot of work into your designs. Show your dark side. Pretty
Yeah,
damn cool.
yeah.
Yeah, the merch
Hey,
looks
thanks,
really
man. I
well.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it looks great. I like
And
the two fingers.
sorry.
Oh no, it's fine, Jordan. Keep on going.
No, go ahead.
No, how did you think of that? Just like putting your hand up and then you see it, like a mouth and a tongue just sticking out. How did you think of that?
I don't know. I don't know. I was like scrolling through Instagram one day, and um, you know how like you hit like the little search button, and then
Yeah.
it's just like random stuff.
Mhm.
So this is browsing,
Mhm.
and on my feed, there's like a lot of like comic book illustrations and stuff because I'm a comic book nerd. And Venom came up, and I was like, oh man, that's a really cool picture of Venom. I need to get a shirt like that some kind of way. And usually, since my gimmick is pretty dark, and I wear black gloves, and I usually like put my
Yeah.
hand on people's heads, I was like, well, maybe that's how I'm feeding my dark side. It's like, I don't know. And then I was like, maybe I'll just put a tongue on it and some teeth. Black glove looks like Venom. I don't know. It just kind of, to me, I was just like, let's do it.
Yeah. Have any of the shirts sold ever since you put it on the pro wrestling? I don't know what it's called. The
Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah, pro wrestling tees.
Yeah, I sold a few, but the problem with the wrestling shirts, and I think that's like with a lot of wrestling fans, especially if it's somebody that like you don't see on TV every week, is that like, these shirts are like $20,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to pay that. But my shirts are cool, so you should definitely pay $20.
Yeah. Everybody go to.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Everybody go to Pro Wrestling Tees on Instagram too. Jordan, they actually follow you on Twitter. So yeah, that's pretty
Really?
cool. Yeah, they follow
Oh,
you on
really?
Twitter. I just checked that out. So everybody go follow them to see David Ali's merch and so many other wrestlers, and especially go buy that right now. Yes, it's expensive. We're going through some tough times, but
But it's worth it.
Cool merch. Yeah. So we ask this to every single person that comes on the podcast. Where do you want to see yourself, or where do you see yourself in like next 5 to 10 years, pro wrestling business wise?
I have to be on TV at some point, some form or fashion, and not just like on Dark,
Yeah,
and not just for a couple days.
yeah, you got to be in like one of the main events.
I'm getting a contract.
Yeah, no, I'm in my opinion, I think that's gonna happen in the next few months, and I hope it happens.
I actually
the next few months. Oh, that's dope.
I actually hope it happens within the next couple of weeks because I'm hoping to see you back on Dark or hopefully Dynamite pretty soon.
Yeah, have you been in the stands? Because we see all these different wrestlers in the stands. Have you been in the stands?
Yeah, I've been to a Dynamite. Yeah, I've been to a Dynamite. When I think I was hurt whenever they were filming in the Norcross area, because that's the school that I actually train at, where they filmed for a couple days when COVID
the
first
Nightmare
happened.
Factory. The Nightmare Factory.
Yes, with QT Marshall, the Nightmare Factory.
Yeah.
Man, that place is awesome.
Yeah, that leads into actually another question that Jordan and I forgot to ask you. How is it like training with QT Marshall?
I've trained with a few other people, and I've had one other personal trainer, and what I get from QT are the things I've been looking for in the people that I've worked with. Not necessarily saying that they didn't have it, but he is consistent with showing it, and that is critique. And because if you don't get critiqued, then you don't how do you know if what you're doing is good or if it looks cool or not? And he can critique you on anything because he himself is just like a fountain of knowledge. That's such a cliche thing to say, but like it's true. Like there's nothing I can sit and listen to QT talk for like 4 hours and just be like, yeah, let me get my notepad out. But as far as wrestling is concerned, he's like one of the smartest guys out there. And I remember when I first started training with him, I would do stuff in training that I've been doing for years, and he'd be like, "Why are you doing that?" And I'm like, "Because A, B, C, and D." And he's like, "That's stupid. Don't do that anymore." Well, he wouldn't say it exactly like that, but he's a joker, so he'll say,
Yeah.
"Let me explain why it doesn't look as finesse as you want it to," and he'll explain, and like you walk away feeling, "Man, I just learned something." Instead
Yeah.
of like, "Oh man, I suck," or like, falsely thinking that you're awesome. And those are the two deadliest things that'll get you in wrestling is thinking that you're way better than what you are, or not thinking you're good at all. And QT has a good way of making you feel like you just matter. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to train anywhere else.
Yeah. So another thing you put on your Instagram story, we saw two things. We're gonna point them out. And you've been asking people this question, so now the tables are gonna turn, and we're gonna ask you this question. What kind of changes do you want to see in wrestling in 2021?
I would like to see more opportunities for. How can I say this? I would like to see more opportunities for more things that are considered a faux pas in wrestling. Like, I want to see, and this is gonna sound, I don't know how it's gonna sound to anybody out there, but it's just facts and it's truth. But I want to see more black champions, whether it's men or women. I
Yeah.
want to see more women doing things outside of the women's division. I want to see women put in spots or
Yeah.
similar spots, or treated just the same, or have spots treated just the same as the men's spots. And
Mhm.
I want
Like last season. So
Oh,
I
okay.
guess to answer your question, because none of that really did answer your question,
Hmm.
I would just like to see. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you. I
Yeah.
can hear you perfectly.
I'm sorry, my Bluetooth is like going in and out for some reason. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, I was
But
wondering why somebody stopped talking for a second.
yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I guess to answer your question, what I would like to see change is I would like to see just more diversity, whether it's between the
Mhm.
sexes or between the races.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this goes into my other. We have only this meeting will end in 10 minutes, so we only have 10 minutes to talk. So this goes into our last thing, and then we'll end it here. How did you lose Danny's shirt? How did you lose that?
What the? That's not what happened. That is not what happened. And I hope she's listening to this, or hope I can record this later and like play it to her, so that way she can hear that A, somebody asked me, and B, I can finally tell my side of the story, because I'm just gonna let it go because I want to argue over stories. Okay, but Danny and I were in a tag match. Okay, I had her back. All right, we were in a tag match. A lot of times we're paired up together too. So this is why it's infuriating that I still haven't got a shirt. Okay. So we go out together and I come out with her shirt on. She just got them. I didn't have no shirts. You know, she just got these shirts. These shirts look cool. And I'm like, oh, let me wear one out to the ring. She's like, yeah, cool. Can I have it? Yeah, sure, bet. Put on this shirt. I go out. We're doing the entrances. We're good guys. So we're like getting cheers and stuff. I take off the shirt. I put it in my corner. We have a match. Match is over with. A fan's walking out with the shirt.
No way.
Yeah.
A
You know,
fan stole the shirt. It is
Are you
not my fault.
kidding?
I deserve another tee.
wait. Can I ask how the fan even got hold of the shirt in the first place?
All right. So Danny and I both train at the Nightmare Factory now, right? We used to
Mhm.
train at this place called WWA4. There they had school shows every Thursday night. And there were free shows, so fans could come in and like watch, and you're basically like sitting up against the ring. There's no barricade or anything like that.
Oh.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I put in the corner, and as everybody's leaving, like you could touch the ring and stuff like that. There's no like, and somebody snagged it. So
Man, why would That why would someone even do that? So what's the side? What's her side? She doesn't believe you.
She doesn't believe me. That's her side, and she's just a mean girl. So of course she'd be like,
Real mean girl.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
if you're watching
that's
this,
not a gimmick. That's real.
if you're watching this right now, please believe this man. We no harm done. There has been no harm done. Give this man a shirt. Give this man a shirt.
Thank you. And I
Yeah,
gave her a
Danny,
shirt too, as you can see. Gave her a shirt.
you
yeah.
did?
Mm-mm. Yeah, she's. If you look at her story, she started off with my shirt in the mirror saying, "Oh, I found this in the back of the closet." So she's dissing my shirt to begin with. So now I'm like, well,
Yo.
why is it in the closet? So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put on my shirt. Oh wait, I don't have a shirt. And then that's where she was like, "Well, you shouldn't have lost it." So yeah.
Da-
So I
Da-
hope I get to record this later and show it to her.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Danny, if you're watching this, believe his side of the story, or at least give him the courtesy of listening. Stop being a mean girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop being a mean girl.
Yeah, so we have 6 minutes or less than 7 minutes. So if there's anything you want to add, Jordan, you want to add, I have nothing to add. So
Uh, well, I'm just hoping to see you pretty soon on your matches, and I know you have a couple coming up, Southern Fried and Southern of Honor. So I'm just hoping to see what you can do even more inside the ring.
yeah, me too.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, guys. I really do.
Thank you for coming on Times of Wrestling podcast. Hopefully, we could see you on a future episode.
And then I'm just gonna share the screen one more time for the people that left, for the mean people that left in the beginning or skip the beginning. You people that are waiting here now, do not skip this. Do not.
Do not.
I
Do
swear
not.
to you, I will find you if you skip this video. So
Doesn't mean that.
look, I'm gonna show both accounts one more time.
Boom.
Please don't skip this. Please don't skip this. This is Times of Wrestling podcast. Do not hate me for not following them. I'm not logged into account, so don't. Yeah, I'm not following them for a reason. Yeah, go follow them. We're actually close to 1,100, like I said before. Please, 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 please go follow us, and also go follow. Oh wait,
The real David Ali.
yeah, I know it's something. Okay, there we go. Go follow the real David Ali. Your savior Ali. Go follow him or not him. Go follow him on Twitter. Go follow that other account. And then yeah, guys.
Follow him on YouTube.
Follow. And then we're gonna go to one more
Yeah.
thing. We're gonna go to one more thing, and these are actually our sponsors of today's video. DGW Show. Everybody, please go follow DGW Show. They act like dummies, talk like dummies, walk like dummies. They are true dummies, and they actually have a saying: if you don't follow Dummies Gone Wild, then you are a true dummy. So true dummies, you're smart. You're a smart person. So everybody go follow them.
They teach you how to act like dummies, and if you're really not following Dummies Gone Wild, if you're really not liking every single video, if you're not watching every little bit of it, then you really are a true dummy.
Yeah, everybody, go follow. And they actually have a site where it says, for a fact, if you are not watching Dummies Gone Wild, then you are a true dummy. So, yeah.
Hashtag Dummies Gone Wild show.
And then for the final thing, oh God.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Go get these T-shirts. Go get these masks. Yes, everybody, we understand. We're going to
AEW should be selling the David Ali shirt.
Yeah.
Nah.
If you're watching this,
Tell them.
put it on. Yeah. So guys, we understand going through a pandemic. Yes. If you don't have the money to do it, don't buy them. I know they're $13 masks. That's expensive, but they are best quality. They have so many designs. They're the best designs in the brand of masks, in my opinion. And they have nice shirts, man. They have great shirts.
Yeah.
They got Sue. Sue.
Get that Sue shirt. Get that Sue shirt. Yeah, get our girl Sue.
Yeah. They got any Brandy shirts?
I would have to search it up, but yes, there's definitely a Brandy shirt. Go.
Yeah. No, you're gonna search it up right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Where is Brandy?
Yeah, I think she was on like the Nightmare Sisters shirt.
And watch your cooking show. Especially the one with Orange Cassidy. You get to
Shot of Brandy.
Yes, please watch your cooking show. Please watch it.
David,
It's funny.
You probably know as much as we do, but I just want to see if you know this. Have you been asked to come on Shot of Brandy?
No, and I'm kind of upset.
Seriously, you live
So-
right there, and Brandy still hasn't asked you yet.
Oh,
That's why I'm
come
upset.
on, guys.
That's
Come
why
on.
I'm upset.
We're
I
really
was
gonna have
super
to do
close
this.
to her.
Are we really gonna have to do this? Bring the man on the show. Come on.
Come
I'm
on, bro.
for sure David
You
is
got your own.
I
You
love
got your own
Brandy.
cup.
To drink.
Nobody cares about the cup. Bring David Ali onto your show.
yeah, hashtag
He
bring
lives
David
like
Ali
10
on
minutes from you.
Brandy. Bring him on to the
You
show.
know, and Brady's hilarious too. I bet she's like funny, like super funny, just like in that setting, because she is anyway on her show.
Yeah,
She's
and
like so hilarious.
so that's the end of the share play. We still have 2 minutes. So again, I can't express this more. Get the man a T-shirt. Get this man a shot of brandy. Make this man go viral on hashtags. We need
Get him signed to AEW.
That is the most important thing.
Ah.
Get this man signed. Come on.
And if you haven't
Oh,
watched
you guys are gonna make
his
me blush.
recent,
Huh.
everybody, go make sure to watch his matches on August 28th and what's the other date?
August 1st.
Yeah.
August 1st.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody, get your calendars out and mark those dates because David Ali will be on Southern of Pride and Southern of Honor.
And another thing, add this off, go buy the merch, $20. If you can't buy it, you can't buy it. But be sure, if you do have the money.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, or just buy them.
I'm pretty sure like 95% of America or anybody outside of the U.S. has $20 to spend.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Thank you for answering us first off. Thank you for being on the show. We'd love to have you again in the future. And yeah, man, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks again
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anytime. You're welcome
Yeah,
anytime.
Anytime. You're always welcome on here. So that is
All right.
gonna be it, guys. Peace.